thunderstorm warning right now with very frequent cloud-to-ground lightning. And if we're able to take REM 45, we can show you a live look. Okay, we are now in Fox 23 News at 10 o'clock. You're watching Fox 23 live severe weather team coverage. Chief Meteorologist James Adelot doing storm tracks. I'm Certified Meteorologist John Boyer, Certified Meteorologist Ben Wanick along with us. And our main focus is on the tornado warning near Okemah. The live picture here right at 10 o'clock from our storm tracker Bob Roloff in Creek County. He is near Bristow, and we've been able to see the very frequent lightning flashes in this shot. Bristow right now under a severe thunderstorm warning. The tornado warning, the one that we have right now, is Okemah, and that goes until 10:30. So we're going to be here continuously with you for the next 29 minutes as we watch to see whether this will weaken. Hopefully it will, but odds are we're going to be tracking many more severe thunderstorm warnings all across Green Country, eventually into the Tulsa Metro as we go over the next few hours. So we're here to keep an eye on how things are playing out. Remember, you can get our updates as well streaming on fox23.com and on the free Fox 23 apps in the event that you lose power from one of these strong storms. Pitch it back over to Certified Meteorologist Ben Wanick for the latest on what we've learned.
And we are still seeing some rotation, not only on the storm with our tornado warning that is moving towards the community of Bearden. That could be approaching that area in the next 5 to 10 minutes. We're also starting to see at least some broad rotation with the storm that John was just talking about in eastern parts of Pawnee County. I want to do a storm track on that. No tornado warning just yet, but the rotation that we're seeing, if we zoom things into Weather 4, I'll zoom things in just east of Jennings near Tarleton. This is tracking to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So this broad area of rotation that we're seeing to the northeast, this will be moving towards Osage at 10-12 and into southern parts of Osage County. But if this makes a little bit of a right turn, that will be pretty close to the community of Westport, crossing Highway 412 here west of Westport in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Again, no tornado warning on that. And as we zoom things back out, I'll show you that is a severe thunderstorm warning. Could have winds to 70 miles per hour. Our main focus at this time is this tornado warning that we're seeing in Okfuskee County. Let's look at the rotation that we're seeing with this storm at this time. And as I switch things over to our look at the rotation in the storm, we're still seeing some of that just southeast of Cromwell. This will be crossing I-40 very close to Okemah. So doing our storm track on this to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. This would be tracking into Bearden. That's here in the next 3 minutes. Okemah at around 10:15. So tornado warning on this storm. No confirmed tornado at this time. The latest from the National Weather Service. And it looks like we are seeing damage in Pawhuska, potentially wind damage with storms. That would be straight line wind damage up to 60 to 70 miles per hour. That's in northern parts of Osage County. And continuing to see the rotation with this storm in Okfuskee County as well. And again, 10:15, the community of Okemah crossing I-40. And we have a new severe thunderstorm warning issued for the Tulsa Metro. That is coming out just now. That's in effect until 10:45. So a lot of storms lined up. Let me reset things and zoom things out for you so you can see exactly what we're seeing across the area. Severe thunderstorm warnings all up and down Highway 75 into the west. We continue our team coverage. We've got the whole team here. We'll go to Chief Meteorologist James Adelot.
Well, again, we've got that new severe thunderstorm warning that's just been posted, as Ben said, for Tulsa County in the metro area. We've picked up the speed on this thing, too. National Weather Service says moving at about 55 miles per hour. That will increase the risk of seeing some straight line winds that will be damaging. We've already seen a couple of reports in the Pawhuska area of some damage. We just went back and looked at the radar. There was some weak circulation that went over Pawhuska at that time, so we could have very well had a brief tornado in Pawhuska. I just got that report on Twitter. And here's a look as these storms move to the northeast. We'll do about a 45-minute track as they move northeast toward the metro area. Moving toward Hayburn and Lake Hayburn just in the next few minutes. Kellyville, 1010. Sapulpa, 1020. Sand Springs, Prattville, 1024. Downtown Tulsa, 1031. Turley, 1036. Sperry by 1040. And Owasso, 1044. We continue. Yep, new tornado warning, and we just, Ben was talking about that storm just to the southeast of Tarleton. I want to take a look at the, this is a live picture from Okfuskee County right now. And looks, if you can kick my video input back, I'm not sure why it's back off this, but well, that's Okfuskee County. I want to go back to radar. And again, Okay, here's what we're looking at right here. This is Terrellton. This is the Cimarron Turnpike, exit number 59 right here from 64 back up to the north, just to the southwest of, okay, new tornado warning also in Creek County. This is the Westport Marina, just on the west side of Lake Keystone. You can see the outbound winds here, the inbound winds here. That circulation is located right here. So, want to update you on the new tornado warning. This has now been extended into western Okmulgee County and parts of southeastern Creek County right now, too, for this circulation that's getting close to Okemah. I'm stepping off here as it's moving to the northeast. The Weather Service says at about 45 miles per hour. Our Westport storm, well, first of all, we'll do a track on this storm because that potential tornado located just to the southwest of Okemah right now. And the circulation, as that moves to the northeast, is going to be very, very close to Okemah over the next few minutes. So we'll do a track right across Okemah. If this holds together for 30 minutes, that's going to be moving up just on the west side of Okmulgee, too. So Okemah, next few minutes, you need to take your tornado precautions right now. That's at 10:08. Castle, 10:10. Morse, 10:16. Oriental, we're talking northeastern parts of Okfuskee County at about 10:18. Okfuskee, 10:23. Tuskegee by 10:26. Holding together west of Okmulgee toward New Yucca. Dripping Springs State Park, the Twin Lakes area just west of Okmulgee on State Highway 56. So that is a very dangerous storm. No tornado confirmed yet, but we're continuing to watch it closely as it moves to the northeast. Now, as we look further to the north, this is our Terrellton storm. This one has some very strong circulation that has developed here just to the south of just to the southeast of Cleveland right now. This is right on the Cimarron Turnpike. If you know anybody on the Cimarron Turnpike, they need to stop before they get on the turnpike right now. We're going to take a look at velocities on this just to the west of Westport. Again, it looks a little bit broad here, and we'll, again, kind of examine this right on the turnpike. We've got some pretty strong outbounds, some pretty strong inbounds here. So that storm also warrants a tornado warning for it, and that circulation would be located right at the Highway 48 eastern edge of the Cimarron Turnpike. As that moves to the northeast, you can see it would pass over New Prue Road. We'll expand this view and do an updated track. So we have two tornado warnings now. Okfuskee County, Okemah, moving back up into parts of western Okmulgee County in the next few minutes, and this new tornado warned storm that's just to the west of Westport. And if this continues moving to the northeast at about 20 miles per hour, it looks like it will track between Highway 99 and north of the Westport area in south central sections of Osage County. So this is west of Lake Skiatook, at least southwest of Lake Skiatook. So here's some Creek County video. We're seeing some streaming video right now. So taking exit 196, so that's the Bristow exit, State Highway 14. Now this circulation is actually much, much stronger. The one in just on the Arkansas River, looks like just to the north of Westport Marina. I'm just stepping off here to take a little look at some behind the scenes information here on radar. But again, we're going to take a look again at the high res picture. This is the Westport Marina right here. You can see our trackers moving through the toll booth right there, getting off on 48 from the Turner Turnpike, moving into Bristow right now. So we've got strong outbounds here, strong inbounds here. This is the potential tornado moving from the extreme northwestern parts of Lake Keystone up into southwestern parts of Osage County. Meteorologist John Boyer here. And John, what have you got?
I want to bring you up to speed on what's happened in Osage County. Learned through the newsroom that PSO is reporting 700 customers out in Osage County. I checked. The highest gust I found on any of the sensors that we can look at in Osage County was 49 miles an hour, but obviously there must have been something much stronger than that in that vicinity. Looping behind me is the radar picture of the last hour, and that's the reason why you should take heed in Bartlesville. Still a few minutes before the really gusty winds and heavy rain move in, and this is the kind of storm with very frequent lightning, strong wind gusts. It can knock out some power, so make sure your devices are charged up and you have ways to get more alerts as we go through the evening and into the night in case you lose power. That's really the case for everybody watching. Tulsa, all of Green Country, have more than one way to get alerts as we go later into the evening and overnight, and make sure that things are charged up, because these storms certainly have the capability of dropping power. Back over to certified meteorologist Ben Walnick.
And we are still seeing, we have another tornado warning. Remember, the one to the south in Okfuskee County. That rotation starting to show a little bit stronger rotation with that storm. So I want to do a storm track on the rotation we're seeing there. Again, moving very close to Okemah in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So zooming things into our weather computer, and we'll do our storm track. This moving to the northeast at 45 miles per hour, very close to Okemah. You need to be taking your tornado precautions right now in Okemah. Here in the next 3 to 4 minutes is what our storm track is showing for this storm, crossing I-40 right now. This is northwest of Cromwell, or northeast of Cromwell, now out of this severe risk, out of the in the severe clear for this storm. But tornado potential with this storm crossing I-40 very close to Okemah. So center room of your home if you live in Okemah, and that is put as many walls as you can between you and the storm. And this is just one of 2 tornado warnings that we are currently seeing, but we are seeing some very strong rotation potentially with this storm. A signature on radar that would indicate that we are seeing some significant rotation potentially just southwest of Okemah. So that is in the next 3 minutes. Our storm track showing 10:13 with that rotation moving through Okemah. So here in the next few minutes at any time. Again, tornado precautions in Okemah. Further down the line, this continues towards Okfuskee and eventually into western parts of Okmulgee County. And we have a new update from the National Weather Service that is continuing the tornado warning that I'm talking about right now. So still seeing some significant rotation located very near Okemah at this time and tracking to the northeast. Let me do a longer storm track just real quick so you can see this as it tracks towards Okfuskee. If it continues on its current track, could be tracking towards Okfuskee at 10:27, Oriental at 10:23, and Morse at 10:21. That's not our only tornado warning. Chief Meteorologist James Adelot continues our team coverage, and we're tracking the storm just west of the Tulsa Metro.
Okay, take a look, because as we zoom in, no activity taking place in Tulsa right now, but we have severe wind. That's going to be a threat, 60 to 70 mile per hour winds moving up towards Sand Springs and toward Prattville. This is going to be very difficult to use like this split screen. So I'm going to step off, and we're going to track that line of storms right now as it moves up toward the metro area at about 55 miles per hour. So again, well, let's see here. As we do this track on the storm, we're looking at right now from Keystone Dam back curving close to Prattville, moving to the northeast across the city of Tulsa. Here's the track. These are strong winds. No rotation or tornado indicated moving into the metro area, but strong damaging winds possible. Sapulpa, Oakhurst towards Central High School. Sperry, John, if you can call KRMG and see if we're on the air with them. Tulsa, because we do not have the light on, Sperry 10:27, Tulsa International Airport by 10:30, Owasso, and toward Collinsville too. Now, I'm going to take that off, and we're going to zoom right into the second tornado warned storm that we have, because this one is just now crossing over the Arkansas River, and it's moving into southeastern parts of Osage County right now. And we have the light. Welcome our listeners on KRMG. Storm team coverage continues right here on Fox 23. Here's the track right now. North of Westport, this is in southeast Osage County. We're not tripping any town locations with this storm right now, but what we are seeing is the potential that this storm could produce a tornado basically in open areas in parts of southeastern Osage County. Going to zoom all the way into Okemah right now too. We're looking just south of Okemah along State Highway 48. This is a potential tornado very close to the community of Okemah right now. I'm going to step back here and we'll do a track on that storm, because it looks like the circulation may be right on top of Okemah right now. So this is going to be a potential tornado very close to Okemah. If you're in Okemah, you need to be in your tornado safe place right now. Lowest level, center part, smallest room. Over the next 20 minutes, Oriental toward Woodard Corner, toward Okfuskee by 10:28. That's the track. This is going to be east of State Highway 48 in Okfuskee County. If you're anywhere along State Highway 56 from Okemah north, where it takes that turn back east toward Twin Lakes to the west of Okmulgee, this is the corridor that we're watching very closely for another potential tornado. As we take a little closer look right now, you can also see another hazard that we're dealing with from IXL curving back to Highway 56 will be some very large hail with this storm. We also have more severe thunderstorm warnings on a wider view. Meteorologist Ben Wallnick, if you could take a step back, reset us, show us on the wide view all of the severe thunderstorm warnings and those 2 tornado warnings that are in effect. It's also important to stress we haven't seen any reports of funnel clouds or tornadoes with this activity, and our chasers, our storm trackers are still out, Ben.
Yeah, and with the reset here is we do have a tornado watch that's in effect until 3 o'clock this morning. That's for all of Green Country. We're seeing these initial storms. We're also seeing the line of storms that is catching those storms, and we could see spin-ups at any time with any of this activity. Severe thunderstorm warnings all up and down Highway 75, and all of this tracking to the east, no signs of weakening. So if you're watching us and you live east of Highway 75, communities like Veneta, Pryor, Muskogee, Tahlequah, these storms heading your direction, lots of lightning, heavy rain, flash flooding potential, and wind gusts to 70 miles per hour, hail, tornado. We're talking about it all tonight. Very dangerous storms. We're tracking 2 tornado warnings at this time. None are for the Tulsa Metro, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for the Tulsa Metro. That is in effect here for at least the next 30 minutes, and that is for winds to 70 miles per hour, but potentially could see some hail to the size of quarters as well. Let's zoom things into our weather computer, and I'll zoom in on what we're seeing for the Tulsa Metro. I'll do a storm track on the strongest winds that we're seeing here. This is tracking to the east and pretty quickly at about 50, 55 miles per hour. So moving into the Tulsa Metro, this would be times Sapulpa here in the next few minutes, Glenpool at 10:24, the heart of Tulsa, downtown Tulsa, 10:27, Turley 10:30, Tulsa International 10:35, Owasso and Broken Arrow just after 10:40. The main threat with this would be winds to 70 miles per hour, but with the amount of rotation that we're seeing with this system, we could see spin-up tornadoes with any severe thunderstorm. So not only in our tornado warnings, we're concerned about all these storms. If you don't have to be outdoors, if you don't have to be out on the road, now is the time to hunker down at home. Put as many walls as you can between you and the storm if you're in a tornado warning. And if you're in this severe thunderstorm warning, Tulsa Metro, you don't want to be looking out the window at all the lightning. Stay away from the windows, and you should be just fine with these storms rolling through. But we could see potentially damaging wind gusts with these storms. We've got trackers out in the field all across green country. We've got a live look right now at one of those feeds. You can see very heavy rain, lots of lightning with these storms. It can be very difficult to see any of these spin-up tornadoes because A, they could be brief, 2, they could be wrapped in rain, and 3, it's nighttime. So don't try to go outside and see it if you are near a tornado warning. Take shelter inside, as many walls as you can between you and the storm. Tornado watch in effect until 3 a.m. for everybody. We're tracking 2 separate tornado warnings, one in Okfuskee and Okmulgee counties, another in Osage County. I do want to stress the tornado warning for Pawnee County has canceled. That area of rotation has passed into southwestern parts of Osage County, but still seeing the potential. Southeast parts of Osage County, we are still seeing the potential there for the tornado, and that will be moving into parts of Washington County here within the next 30 to 45 minutes. So several storms we're tracking very carefully. We'll toss things back over to Chief Meteorologist James Adelot, tracking the potential tornadoes.
Okay, the rotation has moved just to the northeast of Okemah right now. Here is the warning. So from Okemah back to the northeast, again, right along Highway 56 over the next 30 minutes. That's going to be very close to Beggs by 10:46 and just west of Preston. So Oriental, Woodard Corner, Okfuskee, these are all in the northeastern corner of Okfuskee County along Highway 56, north from Interstate 40. New Yucca, Dentonville, and Beggs in western Okmulgee County. Also, Dripping Springs State Park in western parts of Okmulgee County, too. That's basically where you see Highway 56 take that little bit of a squiggle here west of Okmulgee. So this is the danger area in this part, western parts of Okfuskee County. We did have a brief report of a tornado near Westport, just that was earlier from that big spin up that we saw north of Lake Keystone. So as we take a little closer look right now, and
Osage.
yeah, it still looks like some very strong rotation in Osage County, and that's what we're looking at right here. So southeast of Hominy. Hominy, you're in no danger at all, but tornado warning remains in effect from Hominy along Highway 20 all the way back until 10:30. The tornado warning for Okfuskee County until 10:30, and the new tornado warning for Creek, Okfuskee, and western Okmulgee County, and that runs until 10:45. So what we're looking at is southeast of Hominy. None of these storms are directly impacting the metro area right now. I want to take a closer look into the city of Tulsa. We've got 2 tornado warnings, one northwest of Tulsa and one just to the southwest of Tulsa, that in Okfuskee County right now. And that storm, as we bring this back down, well, let's kind of bring this back down into parts of the city of Tulsa. And what we're looking at is some very strong storms over the western part of the city right now, but these bringing wind crossing Highway 97 from Sand Springs, Prattville, all the way south into Sapulpa. Some very strong wind, and this is going to sweep up closer to Perry and towards Sperry and toward Turley too. So we will watch those as they move to the northeast. There again is that tornado warned storm in parts of Okfuskee County. I'm going to zoom in just very near the community of Okemah in central parts of Okfuskee County. This is Highway 56, so anywhere along the Highway 56 interchange all the way back into parts of, well, we'll say southeastern Okfuskee County. The main circulation looks like it's going to be very, very close to Okemah Lake right now. And we'll take a look at some high-resolution radar pictures now. Because of what I'm looking at, this is the community of Okemah right down here where it says tornado warning. IXL here on Highway 48 north of Okemah. This is Okemah Lake. This is the circulation. You can see this just little bit of a kind of circular part of the storm right here and moving up toward the community of Morse, very close to Mason over the next few minutes. This is really zoomed into this storm, so we're looking very closely right now. It looks like that circulation continues in this area very close to Okemah Lake. So when I expand the view, take a high-res radar view, we're going to move this right on up to Highway 20 just to the west of Morgan's Corner right now. This is Skiatook Lake area, and what we're looking at is some very strong rotation. This is Morgan's Corner, right on the south side of Skiatook Lake, Highway 20 across the lake. Very strong outbounds here, very strong inbounds here. That's the potential tornado in the storm. And as that continues to move toward the northeast, it's still over mostly open country in western parts or in eastern parts of Osage County. It's going to be passing over Skiatook Lake, but passing to the west of Skiatook. Now, from south to north, I'm going to go through all of these severe thunderstorm warnings. Tulsa, Washington, 1045, back down Creek, Osage, Tulsa, Washington, Pawnee, all under severe thunderstorm warnings until 1045. We're going to track these northeast right now. Again, it's going to be a little difficult here, but bear with me as this moves to the northeast at about 45 miles per hour. Copan, Bartlesville, Oshaleta, Juan, Fawn Creek, Deering, Ruthdale along the leading edge. We're watching very closely for any kind of circulations. We've had some damage reported in the Pawnee area, and as that continues to move toward the northeast, we'll see at least wind damage possibility as these storms move toward Bartlesville. Now into the metro area, we've not seen any super strong winds here, but looking on Fox 23 Doppler radar, we could be seeing some really strong wind moving toward Pogue Airport, Shell Lake, Wakaiwa, back into far south eastern sections of Osage County and very close to Westport. You can see the streaming video on the left side of your screen. A lot of cloud to ground lightning right now. As we look again close to Osage County, that appears to be this. Yeah, that's James Rogers, our storm tracker here. Not sure where he is, but close to a storm. What we're looking at north of Westport all the way to Hominy, this is the most significant rotation we have. Another circulation very close to Okemah, moving. Actually, we can clear Okemah out of this potential tornado warning in parts of eastern Okfuskee County. I'm going to take a little closer look here at velocities, and again, as we look right into the Skiatook Lake, Morgan's Corner area, looking at some very strong velocities with this storm. And there's checking for an update from the National Weather Service. Yeah, new tornado warning now going into Washington County. This will include Ramona and the Barnsdall community, and it's for this circulation. So we've got some really strong outbounds here. I'm going to take a step back. So yeah, we're adding Washington, but not Bartlesville to this tornado warning. Bartlesville not in the tornado warning. The circulation, again, very close to Skiatook Lake, and we're talking very close to the Morgan's Corner part of Skiatook Lake. We'll do an updated track on the storm because it looks like it's going to be right along Highway 20 south of Barnsdall, and as it moves to the northeast, we'll do about a 35-minute track, and we're looking at Avant, Wolco, Ramona, Matoka. We'll put the potential tornado, again, very close to western edges of Skiatook Lake. So right where basically Highway 20 makes that turn and the overpass over Highway 20, very close to Morgan's Corner. So if you're in the Morgan's Corner, just west of Crystal Bay Marina, cross timbers, you're okay. This is going to be moving up toward Birch Lake and Avant. Looks like north of Walnut Creek State Park. Meteorologist John Boyer standing by. Our severe weather team coverage continues, John.
And we are along with our listeners over on KRMG, AM 740 and FM 102.3. That's an option for you to continue listening to our coverage if you do happen to lose power. We had an update from the newsroom. Again, still looking at roughly 700 outages. Customers reported out in Osage County in the PSO territory, likely storm related, and there's a strong chance we could see more outages as the evening wears on. So Washington County, this is a definite heads up. Wanted to set the stage again. Here we are at 10:24. Tornado watch for all of Green Country until 3 in the morning. Flash flood watch, meaning flash flood potential. That could happen very quickly until 7 a.m. We are tracking 2 storms with tornado warnings. One is in Osage County, the southeastern part, a little ways east of Hominy, moving northeast on a track that eventually will take it into southern Washington County specifically. And I've simplified this map so you can see it very easily, and we'll also read it out for our radio listeners. Oshaleta, Ramona, Avant, and Barnstall in that risk area with that 1 tornado warning. Now we hop through Metro Tulsa, City of Tulsa, Broken Arrow, Jenks, Sapulpa, not under a tornado warning right now, but we're not going to let our guard down. The other storm with the tornado warning on it is in Okfuskee County, moving northeast, and in that tornado warning area, New York, Slick, Beggs, areas southeast of Bristow in Creek County, and it looks like, Ben, you have something new.
Of a reported wind gust in parts of Osage County. That's Winona. That's 10-10, 57-mile-per-hour gust there. And tracking that tornado warning that John was just talking about, let's do a storm track on that. That's moving to the northeast at around 45 miles per hour. Could be just a little bit slower than that, but we'll do 45 miles per hour just to be safe with this storm. So tracking to the northeast. This is northeast of Okemah, and could be just skirting the Okfuskee area, but just to the northeast. Oriental right around 10:30, and Woodard Corner, that's at 10:32. This is all north of I-40, and we'll be tracking into western parts of Okmulgee County. So the city of Okmulgee needs to be watching this storm very carefully. The storm could pass just to the west, but if it makes just a little bit of a shift to the east, could include that area. And this again tracking to the northeast at around 40 to 45 miles per hour. That is one of our 2 tornado warnings that we're tracking, and we're seeing some very intense rotation potentially with the storm that we've been tracking in Osage County. And it looks like perhaps the rotation has weakened just a bit and is a little bit more broad with what we're seeing in Osage County. Let me go ahead and zoom things out, and we'll switch things over to the view you're typically used to seeing. There's your tornado warning that does include western parts of Okmulgee, Okfuskee, and towards Beggs, and southeastern parts of Creek County. Severe thunderstorm warning again for the Tulsa Metro. No tornado potential at this time, but we could see a spin up with any severe thunderstorm warning. So I don't want to forget about everyone in Tulsa when we're talking about these tornado warnings. Damaging winds and hail up to the size of quarters, and we could see a brief spin up at any time with these storms as they approach the Tulsa Metro. And that's happening very quickly, moving into Sand Springs right now, Sapulpa in the next few minutes, and we'll be moving into western parts of the Tulsa Metro, 244 and 44 likely here within the next 15 to 20 minutes. Now let me continue panning to the north. Our tornado warning, where the circulation looks a little bit more broad here just north of Highway 20. Our new tornado warning in effect for Barnstall and areas into Washington County. We continue our team coverage with Chief Meteorologist James Adelot tracking what is turned into a storm system with lots of rotation. James.
Yeah, we're watching 2 centers of rotation, 2 tornado warned storms, one in Okfuskee County moving into western Okmulgee County, another moving from southeastern Osage County into southern parts of Washington County. That tornado warning in Washington County we'll analyze in just a bit, but want to give you a track on our Okfuskee County storm too. This one, if it holds together, could affect south metro parts of the Tulsa area in another hour. It's 10:27 right now as this moves to the northeast, possibly moving toward Hectorville, Glenpool, Bixby. Southern parts of the metro need to be very closely paying attention to this storm. It's still an hour or more away. We've got 2 circulations now, it appears to see, in parts of Okfuskee County. One is moving to the northeast. That's going to be over the next 20 to 25 minutes, approaching Dentonville and Beggs. That's along State Highway 16 east of the west of the Okmulgee B line. Okfuskee right along Highway 56 in northwest or northeastern Okfuskee County, and then in New Yaka and toward Edna as well, and that would be a little further up that storm track. Again, we're painting on what appears to be one circulation that's very close to the county line. In fact, this was the prior circulation that moved from Okemah Lake just to the east of Mason. We've zoomed far in here, just to the southeast of the Okfuskee community. Very strong reds here. That indicates winds this direction. Very bright greens here, indicating very strong wind back this way. So there is our circulation. You can see New Yaka just about 7 miles to the northwest. Dripping Springs State Park, the Twin Lakes here, west of Okmulgee, as Highway 56 takes some curves there. Again, so we may have 2 circulations trying to develop in parts of Okfuskee County, and that means that we could see very, very close to new power outages, Sand Springs. That's going to be because of wind as we continue to track that storm to the northeast. Now, again, there is that circulation. We just did a track on it, and the tornado warning is all the way up to Beggs and all the way over to Dentonville too. I'm going to pan this radar view up. No tornado warnings in the metro area, but we're seeing some indications of very strong wind here from Sand Springs back towards Sperry and Skiatook. And our north storm continues to show some pretty strong rotation here south of Barnsdall right now, and that storm could produce another tornado too. We've had a couple of tornado reports from that storm too, and as it moves just to the northwest of Morgan's Corner, and again, like Ben said, maybe just a teeny bit weaker, but still got some really strong just to the north of Morgan's Corner right now. Still has some really strong rotation in the mid levels of this storm, so it could strengthen with very little advance warning here. So this is Highway 20 kind of curving back over the lake here, and as we look just to the east of Hominy right now, our circulation is going to be right along Highway 20, and as it moves to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour, 40 to 45 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service. That's going to be moving up into this over the next 20 minutes. If it holds together and crosses Highway 11,